Hey everybody, it is Kevin Bjorklund, and in this video we are talking about 4 practical steps to improving and increasing your confidence in yourself related to the dreams and the desires and the goals that you have for your life. Now, this formula that I have up on the board is reverse engineering the self-confidence formula that Napoleon Hill gave in the book Think and Grow Rich. Now, just a little backstory on that book. Andrew Carnegie was seeking out somebody who could document the laws of success and what made himself and the associates that he had, his friends at that time in society, who had developed vast amounts of wealth. He was trying to find someone who could document the things that they had in common that made them successful. And he was doing this through researching and looking for different journalists. He had interviewed a dozen journalists or more, and he came across Napoleon Hill. And so he spent 3 days interviewing Napoleon Hill. And at the end of that 3 days, he gave him kind of this timed ultimatum. Like, would you spend... This is what he said to Napoleon Hill. So this is Andrew Carnegie, the wealthiest person on the planet at that time, and he was meeting with this journalist of a smaller newspaper, and he basically said, "Would you spend the next 20 years of your life documenting the laws of success, interviewing and connecting with the wealthiest people of our time, and spending your time doing this?" And you're probably not going to get any financial return for these 20 years of your investment in studying the laws of success. And, Napoleon Hill didn't know this, but Andrew Carnegie was timing him. And he was saying, he gave him 60 seconds. And within 20 some seconds, Napoleon Hill said, "Yes, I will do this." And so Andrew Carnegie is the one who kind of set up all of these connections with the wealthiest people on the planet, the most successful people, and Napoleon Hill went to work. And so within that study, he developed this formula for developing self-confidence. And so what we're going to do in these, there's going to be 5 videos. And in each video, we're going to break down a section of this self-confidence formula, and we're going to talk about it. So it's very practical, digging from this self-confidence formula that he, found out through studying all these successful people. But one thing that we can take away from that story is that confidence is a direct connection to success. Like, you can't have success without confidence. And we could assess that after researching all of these ultra successful people, a commonality that he saw was that all of these people were confident. They were confident in what they were doing. And so why is it so important for us to develop confidence in our life? Is because the level of confidence that we have in our life will be in a direct relation to the amount of success that we can experience in life. So this is very important, developing the ability to, gain confidence or produce confidence in our life. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the first section of his self-confidence formula. This is Napoleon Hill's, and then we're going to break it down. And I've done that here on the board, but we're going to talk about each one. So here, I'm going to read it out, this first section of the self-confidence formula, and then we'll break it down in pieces. So one thing I wanted to say real quick is, if you like these videos, I know my background is in video production, and you would not be able to tell that by these videos. I have made a decision that I'm just going to focus on teaching content. I'm not going to focus on, the editing and all of these other things. So this isn't super flashy video, but I do believe that there is content within this material that is super beneficial. And so if you have been benefiting from these, I would love for you to subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching this on Facebook, go to YouTube, subscribe, because I'll be putting videos out there. But also share these tips and leave comments. I would love that. So here is the first section of the self-confidence formula as written by Napoleon Hill. And he said, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. So this is the first auto-suggestion within this self-confidence formula that he wrote. And so let's take it, the very first couple of words. I know that I. So there is this level of confidence coming from what we know. And so the only way that we can develop confidence is to develop understanding. And the only way that we can develop understanding is through study. And so the first step to developing confidence is a daily disciplined activity of studying to raise your awareness, raise our awareness, and raise our understanding of the whatever it is, the topic or the subject that you are most interested in, but also in knowing ourselves, studying and understanding ourselves. So there's these keys in these words that I know that I. So again, understanding is going to be one of the first building blocks of confidence. Whatever we don't understand, wherever we lack understanding, there will be confusion and there will be a lack of confidence. So we know that, okay, the first step for me developing confidence in my life is gaining an understanding in myself, in the topics that I'm most interested in, whatever it is that you're doing for a job or a career. This applies to every business, whether you're an employee or a business owner, a manager. The level of understanding that you have related to your area will be equal to your confidence that you have in that area. And so the way that we develop confidence is develop our understanding, and that comes through study. The next thing, so I know that I, and then he says, have the ability to achieve. So there is this understanding that we have the ability to achieve, but it's not just achievement, it's the achieving of the object of my definite purpose in life. Confidence will come from clarity. And so that's the second thing, gaining clarity. How many people out there are clear on their definite purpose? Not many. A lot of people, there's a stat that 13% of people have a goal and 3% of those people have their goal written down. People may have ideas in their head of what they want, but it's not clear. It's unclear. If they had to write it out, they would have trouble saying, okay, this is exactly what I want. And so that lack of clarity produces confusion and therefore a lack of confidence. And so the number one thing that we could do after studying and gaining understanding, because the level of our understanding will also kind of pave the way for our expectation or what we would hope to accomplish with our life. And when we dig in and we start to understand ourselves, we get a better picture of that definite purpose in life. And so understanding coming through study, clarity coming through the process of thinking and really investigating and starting to know yourself. And I'll probably do a whole nother series on developing or defining and understanding your purpose in life, which many people have a hard time with. And so understanding clarity, and then he says, therefore, so I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment. So the next thing is in developing confidence is discipline. We lose confidence in ourselves when we don't do what we said we were going to do. And so I've seen this play out in my life. Okay, I'm going to go and do this, and then I don't do that, and those little decisions to not do the thing that I said makes me lose confidence in myself. And this is how it is for everybody. And so when we start to lose trust in ourselves that we're not going to be true to our word, we lose confidence in ourselves. And this can be consciously and subconsciously. And so, the next year comes around, at the end of the year when I'm recording this. And so we're saying like, oh, okay, I'm going to go and do this, or this is my New Year's resolution, or this is my goal. But if we've built a track record of not doing the things that we've decided we were going to do, and we weren't disciplined in our actions, it doesn't really matter what goals we set, because we've proven that we don't do what we say. And so the best way to develop confidence is to set little wins, little disciplines that you're going to do, and then you do them. And you're disciplined in doing that. And so discipline is simply giving yourself a command and doing it. And so you can start right now. You could say to yourself, and this is a bad example, but like, I'm gonna go check the mail. And then you go check the mail. Like, it's simple. I'm gonna take out the trash, or I'm gonna clean my office. And then you do it. You begin discipline by making decisions, giving yourself a command, and then following through on your word. And so building out this practice or this habit of doing that every day, maybe you start small. Like, I have the Life on Purpose daily planner, and built into that is these things, this place where you put on your daily schedule, this is something that I'm going to do every day for the next, and then you choose the timeline for the next 7 days, for the next 14 days, for the next, and that's one way to build confidence. And so understanding, clarity, discipline. And then this last one, he says, and I here and now promise to render such action. And so that's commitment. Commitment is a foregoer to confidence. And so when you put these together, you can think about it in terms of understanding. So I'm going to study in order, and you can say this about yourself, I'm going to study myself to gain clarity. And as I gain clarity, I'm going to make a decision to do things every single day. And that could be even studying. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to be disciplined in studying or journaling. And then I'm going to make a commitment to do it for this amount of time. And so that could be something that you commit to for every day for this next year as you're going into the new year. Or it could be something that you do every month, and you do it, the first day of every month. But basically it's gaining understanding, clarity, deciding, making a decision to be disciplined, giving yourself a command and doing it, and then committing to that. Because the reason why commitment is so important is nothing really happens overnight. When you let's say you've made a fitness goal, it's not wise to look in the mirror, every day, the first day, the second day, the third day, because you and we both know that the results, the physical results aren't going to manifest just overnight from just one workout. There's, it's from the commitment, and down the road, maybe it's like day 60, that it's like, wow, this is really working. But if you're not committed to the discipline, you're never going to see the fruit of the decisions that you've made. And so when you start to see the results, that's when the confidence comes from the things that I'm doing, the discipline that I have. It's working and it's producing in my life, and that is a ripple effect. And so it starts to produce in all the areas of your life when you start to build this formula. So this was the first part of this formula for confidence. So in the next video, we're going to go through, in part 2, we'll go through the second part that Napoleon Hill documented. And this is an auto suggestion. So this is a script that you would read every day. And this is in the Goal Card app. So what I want to tell you to do is go and download the Goal Card app. It is on the Apple Store. It's on the Google Play Store. This is the third card. So the Goal Card app is designed to help you keep your goal in front of you every single day, help you visualize and see yourself having accomplished the goal that you set out, and then also that being with your self-image. So much of what we seek to achieve in life is directly dependent upon our self-image, the way we see ourselves. And so we want to have a goal, we want to have an image of ourselves that is superior to some of the limitations that we are currently experiencing in life, and we do that through creating this self-image script. And then there's the self-confidence formula, and all three of those are 3 cards in the Goal Card app that you can review every single day. So be looking for part 2. Go watch part 2 of the self-confidence formula, or the formula for confidence, and make sure that you download the Goal Card app, because that's going to give you access to this self-confidence formula, but also a place that you can make and set your goal and create a self-image script. And the cool thing about the app is you can record your voice saying your goal and saying your script in the first person. And I have training videos within the app that talk about the importance of this in and in the way that the mind works. But then you can also play those back on loop with music. And so you can listen to yourself and visualize what you're hearing, and it's your voice speaking to you, this auto suggestion of your goal and your self-image. And then obviously you'll go through the self-confidence formula every day. So go get the Goal Card app, especially as you're pursuing and seeking out new goals for this year. And then be looking for part 2. And again, subscribe, click the subscribe button, comment. I would love to read your comments and then answer any questions or make new videos based on the comments that are there. So thank you so much for watching this video. Go and look for the Formula for Confidence part 2.